Hello, my name is Natasha May, and I have been guiding TAs in marking and grading since I was a graduate student myself, and now as a contract faculty member with my own TAs, as well as an educational developer in the Teaching Commons who oversees programming for graduate students and teaching assistants. I just wanted to share some of my experiences with you and provide you with some tips that could help you in guiding your own TAs in marking and grading. So the first thing that I have learned is very important is to set expectations with my TAs about what I expect them to grade, how long it should take them, and when it's going to happen. And this can all be facilitated by filling out the TA workload form. So within this form, we have a conversation about what the expected duties are for the TAs, which types of assignments they're expected to grade, when these assignments are due to help them to manage their timeline, as well as ensuring that you identify when you would like these graded assignments returned to students to ensure that your TAs grade them in an efficient manner and get them back to you so that the students can benefit from their feedback. This can also help you to identify how many hours the grading should take them and how to help your TAs to manage their own time and to grade as efficiently and as effectively as possible. The other thing that's really important is to ensure that your TAs are assessing your students' work according to your learning goals and outcomes for your students. So the first thing to do, of course, is to talk to your TAs about the assignments, what you're looking for in the assignments. But also, it's helpful to get feedback from your TAs. So give them the assignment, have them read it, and ask them what they think the students are expected to do to ensure that the assignment is designed according to really what your outcomes are for your students. And then, of course, as your TAs are grading the assignments and when they return them, when they're finished grading, get more feedback from your TAs about how the students did and how well they did in achieving your learning goals and outcomes. Of course, you can assist your TAs in ensuring they focus on assessing the work as you intended it by creating rubrics, marking guides, or solutions that they can always refer back to and use to help them to focus on what it is that you want them to focus on in the assignments. It's also really important to ensure that your TAs are grading consistently. I'm sure we've all had cases where students are coming to us saying, oh, my friend got a higher grade than I did. We did the exact same thing. Why did we not get the same grade? And so one thing you want to be sure about is consistency across markers. So meeting with all of your TAs at one time if you have multiple TAs for a course, and going through the expectations for the assignments, providing them with consistent rubrics, and perhaps even doing some grading together and having a conversation about interpretations can really help to ensure consistency across markers. And of course, then this ensures consistency across students, that the students are being assessed fairly and consistently as well. Another tip, of course, for final exams or tests is to consider asking your TAs to grade one question at a time instead of one exam at a time, so they can focus on where the part marks come from with each question instead of having to try and think of that fresh each time. And this would also ensure consistency across tasks, right? So for different questions, there's going to be consistency there, but also if you're giving different tasks assessing the same outcome throughout the year, are your TAs grading those consistently? Is the same student doing the same work but getting different results? And finally, connected with that is also consistency across time. So if they do something at the beginning and do something at the end, is it their growth that's shining through, or is it a difference in assessment? Different TAs grading different assignments, one at the beginning, one at the end, or the same TA but with different rubrics that are looking at different things. The other thing to keep in mind is the departmental policies and practices that you probably know very well, but that your TAs may not know anything about. So consider, what is the policy around academic integrity and how do you want them to handle that? Also, how do you want them to keep records and how should they provide that back to you? What about grade submission? Are they going to be responsible for that? Is it simply that they need to submit grades to you and then you submit to them, and when should that happen? And what about petitions and grade reappraisals? Is there something that your TAs need to know in order to help you with that process as well? Thank you very much for listening today. I hope this was helpful. The Teaching Commons has a variety of resources for TAs and graduate students, so please feel free to recommend and provide these resources to your TAs.